a magic button. And everything's fine again. Hello.
Hello.
How are we all tonight?
Yay!
It's a weird response to that question. If you asked your friend, how are you? And she went, ah! You would assume quite wrong. My name is Sammy, Sammy Tinkerbell-Dobson. No, it's not a joke, it's my life. That's not my dad. Mum's a hippie, Dad's a gypsy, and that's where the name came from. If you're wondering which half of me is gypsy, it's the bottom half, look at those hips. Much like Shakira's, they don't lie. I'm 27, I'm 27 today. And yesterday and tomorrow, but basically I'm trickster. Genuinely, every time I do that, someone goes, oh! Like I'm the worst person. But you made me applaud your birthday! Sorry, madam, I'm an only child, and I will get attention where I can get it. Look at me! Look at what I'm doing, isn't it brilliant? That was just this morning. I'm drinking tonight! Yay! I've left the car at home. I've left the kids at home. Oh, I always leave the kids at home. They don't exist. So I can actually leave them wherever I want to. It's terribly freeing. Middle of the A1. Oh, we don't. Soft play at Broadmoor. There might be one. No. Excuse me, I'm terribly dry. I have had the day from hell, right? I know people, that sounds like the start of a stand-up thing. It bloody isn't. This is why I've had to go on the first day. You agree with this. My boiler exploded. Because to do that, that's the safe thing for boilers. 3-year-old boilers to do. Having an off day, I'll just explode in your cupboard. Brilliant, it's been a smasher of a day. It started when I decided to clean my car out this morning. I thought, I'm going to have a productive day. That car's going to be sparkling. What I didn't realise was that smoking a lot in your car litters the back seats with what looks like a loved relative. So what I've decided to do, that the next time the car's filthy enough to warrant a clean, it was 10 months this time, is I'm going to take it to one of those nice valeting places. And when I get it back, go, hang on, the back seat's clean, and they'll be like, yes, and I'll go, oh, Nana! It was her favourite place! A little bit more about me. You might have noticed my eye. There are 4 of them. I was alerted to that quite often in the playground at school. It's alright, basically, I'll take them off and explain to you my problem, and it will happen. Oh, there it is. I don't know if anyone in the front row caught that straight away, as soon as it's just a cheeky little refocus, and that's where the eyes live. At 17, I was diagnosed by an optician. Let's just remember that is a man with a degree. It was a man with a degree, who went, yes, Sammy, I've done all the tests. Blown in the eye, the agent blew in the eye. It's a terrible phrase. Yeah, cockeyed, that's what he said. Man with a degree, you got cockeyed. I'm sure there's a technical name for it. At the time I didn't care, he was very attractive, I was 17, I'd never had sex, and as he put his face very close to mine, my fanny quivered, and I went, oh, I'm in love! Took me 10 more years to realise that's not what love is. So I am cockeyed. I've got used to it. I mean, I'm quite a positive person. I have to be. So I don't see it so much as I'm cockeyed. I see it as that this eye is so bloody fantastic, that one cannot stop looking at it. It is having a whale of a time. Particularly the drunker I get, it just wants a slice of that action. Also being a cockeyed lady, I've had a lot of threesomes. Exclusively, with identical twins who seem to move funny that. You see, I hid away from it. I didn't like it. I tried to hide the old eyes. That's why I've got the fringe, I won't lie, trying to detract the attention. Look at the shoes, never look at the eyes. So this is why I think sometimes women in Western societies are very down on the burqa. I think that might be sometimes because secretly, cheekily, they do wish they could tie one on in the morning. Because we've all had those days where you think, I am not ready for today, but my goodness, if I could throw that on and just peer out at the world from my happy little letterbox, everything would be okay today. So, what I'm basically trying to say is, for the last 10 years, I have been trying to fashion a hair burqa, but my bottom eyelashes just are not playing ball. Little bit more about me. I'm single. What? Oh my God, you with those stories and that eye. That was basically my online dating profile right there. I've been single, hang on, let's count. What day is it today? Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 years. It's got its ups and downs. I had never sat only in a pair of knickers eating rainbow drops with milk on as a breakfast cereal until I was single. Living that life. You can also put your sex toys in the dishwasher. They don't tell you that at couples camp. The downsides definitely are the loneliness. I mean, three definite downsides. One, every night when I switch the lights out when I go to sleep and the room goes very black for a moment, I am convinced that is the moment I've gone blind. And why wouldn't it be? It just could be, couldn't it? So I end up in a loop of switch the lights off, I might have just gone blind, I'll put them back on. I haven't, it's fine, I'll switch them off again. But then I could have just gone blind. So I'll switch them back on and no, it's fine, you're being an idiot, but you could have just gone blind. And I think if there was someone else in the bed, he'd probably tell me just to shh and go to sleep, but that also is why there's no one in the bed. So, if the ladies at Marks & Spencer's bra fitting service, they know me by first name, and it's not because I've been buying the sexy knickers and the bras to lure the men into my trap. That's what I call it. No. It's because when you go and get a bra fitting and they put the tape measure around your back, it feels like a cuddle. Also, October last year, this is completely true, I signed up with the fire brigade to get them to come and look at my smoke alarms. As I just explained about my boiler, my flat is 3 years old. They don't need looking at, promise you that now. But it did ensure I got 2 firemen in my flat for a half hour, completely unsupervised. And I knew that would happen, so I wore a very short skirt and lay on things as they looked around my flat. What about that plug point? Does that need looking at? They were terrified. And they willingly walk into buildings on fire. I think, let's just do a quick straw poll. Who's single? Right, sorry, I did that wrong. Let's try. Sorry. Oh, close. Let's do that again. Who's male and single? Who's tall, male and single?
How tall's tall?
6 foot. Who's tall, male, single, and has glasses? Oh. My God, sir, you are far too handsome. But I'll dream about you tonight. When I eventually get to sleep after switching the light on and off. Oh, his teeth are so white. I really love ocularly impaired men. They're very strange. They go, hello. Stop them a mile off. And you think that's strange because I wear glasses and it would be a bit with the kiss. I'm fine with that. It's really, I've always really liked a man in glasses. I'd be an excellent optician. Very strange because I ended up doing sign language interpreting, which is possibly the exact opposite, but never mind. No, really, that was my job for a bit. I did once fart so loud a deaf person heard, which is still my greatest accomplishment to do. Walking down an empty corridor going, I could totally get away with it. What was that? Nothing! Besides the point. Yeah, I'd have been an excellent optician, purely because I'd want all men to have the glasses. I'd be coming in from a monthly meeting going, Sammy, your quotas are off the scale. We cannot keep up with your demand. Just wonderful. We're so glad we hired you. That's me. Just one concern, really. Your chair just seemed to be terribly damp. I don't know why it's under a leak. That's not jokes. I'm scared of dying. When I was at school, and I won't lie to you now, from being in nursery to getting my A-levels, I was soundly bullied, and I think it makes you a much sadder person. No, and they got me at school with the whole thing, and some of you who are my age and from the same area might know this. If your hand is bigger than your face, you'll die of cancer. So my school bully, my tormentor, came up to me and went, Tommy, if your hand's bigger than your face, you'll die of cancer. Obviously the thing is, she then grabs my hand and smacks my face. This was not my concern. I was stood there, looking my tormentor dead in the eye, going, well, is it? I think my fear of death came when my granddad tried to kill us when I was 6. I'll laugh it up, bastards. I was a fussy child, an only child. I didn't like water because it was boring. I still don't like water, it's boring. And I wouldn't drink hot drinks because they were the devil's temperature. They still are, and I won't. So I went to my granddad's. My granddad looked after me for the afternoon, and he had no squash, the madman. So I sat parched on the settee going, Grandad, I'm thirsty, I need something to drink, Grandad. And he had an absolute brainwave and went, crack this, and brought in a lovely cup of powdery lemony goodness. And I knocked it back. Send me another. That was delightful. Did start having some odd effects. Made me quite thirsty. Grandfather knocked up 3 more of these before I had to be rushed to hospital needing my stomach pumped because they were fucking Lemsip. It's fine, he's dead. I wouldn't. Literally 3 weeks after that, 3 weeks to the day after that, I was in the school nativity. It was the night before, and I was knocking down and smoking, Mum, Dad, Mum, it's tomorrow, I need a costume, you haven't made us a costume. 1 child to think about, not several costumes, 1 forgotten. Thanks very much. This is the same parents who gave me the initials STD. Never mind. Oh, the bullies loved that. Shut up. It's all coming back. Basically, I do stand-up comedy because the NHS won't give me counselling or talking therapies anymore because you've had too much. So this was my next best option. So I asked my mum and dad, I need a costume for tomorrow, I need a costume for the show tomorrow, and they were like, oh shit. And I was a sheep. I was the best sheep, right? Can we just have that on record now? So my dad's logical conclusion was, we don't have a costume, we've got an hour to make it and the supplies in the house. I don't think we should raid my wife's healthy supply of cotton wool. No. We've got a loft. It was the itchiest sheep in wools ever. Definitely the warmest. Thanks, Dad. I feel a bit funny with this gig. I don't normally do comedy at a poetry night. It's a bit of a sort of strange thing. And before I sat there, listened to everyone's amazing words, genuinely cried twice. It did feel a bit like watching This Morning, because there was a lot of pitch changes going on. Diane's dog died of a tumour. Why? Look how silly Mark Riley looks. Slightly emotionally confounded right there, my many apologies. But I'm just going to check, because I did do a gig on Friday night, and I did do this joke, and a middle-aged man in Durham did tut, and his entire table left. And I was genuinely a bit sad, because I talked about my mini. Now, will be all right if I make some reference to my vagina in the next 5 minutes. So we're going to have me walk out, is that fine? Great, thanks. I think I'm just going to have to give a little health warning. Not about my fanny, it's definitely fine. No one's been near it. Just me. Got a bit of paint on my fingers, but I'm fine. Anyway. So this is is more for the men in the room because I just don't think they know this is a thing that exists, and I just wanted to sort of bring some spice into your lives tonight. Basically, is any man here, has a good lady in your life ever given birth? Have you been part of that experience before? Yeah? A couple of nods around the room. Right. When your good lady's waters went, did she seem oddly unsurprised?
No.
No, did she really go, oh, she did a crackers, oh, I've pissed myself, I've exploded, that's the end of it.
I was actually too busy waiting for a cup of tea.
I hope it was from the tea fairy and not your heavily pregnant wife. This only came to me when a good friend of mine went into labour and her waters broke, and she was like, well, look at that. And I thought, why hasn't that... And then it clicked. When a lady has a bath... She's either laughing because she knows what I'm about to say, or the idea of baths was utterly preposterous. When a lady has a bath... there is a small void, I'm using the word small now, that's right. There's a small void that can become filled with water. And maybe half an hour after a bath, this can just, apropos of nothing, come out, and it's very hot. It's body temperature. When that hits your knee, you go, bloody hell. It comes as a bit of a surprise. Now, there's some women here going, I have no idea what you're talking about. And some women going, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's the sole reason there's a bath mat. Capacious. I've harnessed this power in an interesting fashion, and I implore you all to go and do it, because it's smashing, right? When you're in the bath next, particularly if your bath's got handles, you can actually angle your pelvis so much that you can suck the water in and blow it back out again. And if you balance it right, you can take your hands off the handles and pretend to be a squid. In a game I have imaginatively named Squids. Honestly, go home and try it. That's not a joke, that's just a tip from me to you. And men, you will know through that bathroom door when she goes, I got lift. Right. I'm going to do some science now, because I'm clearly a scientist. I've got white shoes on. Right, let's do a little poll. Proper official sciencing. Can you put your hands in the air if after you've washed, after one wear of your knickers or underpants, you wash them? One wear, they go in the wash. Oh, what lovely clean. How about the lady that scoffed at having a bath? Good. That's the national average. You wear them once, you wash them.
Unless I'm on the bench.
Unless what? Because there are dire circumstances when I will allow a turning of the insides out. But if you are near your own knicker supply, sir, there is no excuse.
I thought I was saying that in my head.
That's what we all expected. And more. One wear. Right, let's go for socks, the same, one wear in the wash. Lovely, very nice. A t-shirt. Do we sometimes give the t-shirt 2 wears if we've had a good day? Maybe 1 to 2 wears if we're feeling lucky. Good. One mostly, 2 if we're lucky. Good. Jeans, 3 or 4, sniff the crotch. Maybe longer if you've got a lovely genital bouquet. Ladies, I'd like a deal of honesty here. It's science. How often do you wash your bra? A week? 2 weeks? Maybe 3? Yeah, hands are going up. Men, did you know this? Did you know the foul-smelling breasted ladies are I own bras that I've had for at least 4 or 5 years that have never. Oh no! Now they are my special bras. Not because, they can move of their own accord. Because you only get it out once in a while and put the sexy bra on and then put it back in the drawer, where, as we all know, if we leave it long enough, it becomes clean again. Does that smell like drawer? Yes, it's clean, look. In the 1960s, a very brave group of women decided to take a stand against the patriarchy. the feminists amongst us decided to go, do you know what, we're not going to stand for this anymore. And as a physical and visual representation of taking away the thumb of man over women in society, they unhooked their bras and threw them in a pile and set them on fire. Now we could take it that way. Or was that one brave woman going, Alice, how long is it since you washed your bra? Jeannie, it's been 3 weeks at least. I know, me and all. I mean, I think collectively we're a group of stinky-titted witches and this is... Thank you so much for inviting me out.